Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zoe What Morning Show. Your brother, Zoe Williams, is in the building. I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody is well. Like I said, man, this year is flying. Well, you guys remember that old saying, people die in threes, but I don't believe that today. I mean, we've lost a lot this year. I know when I say we, I'm speaking like as a community, as the black community. Rich Homie Quan, Fat Man Scoop, now, James Earl Jones, Louis Gossett, now Tito Jackson. Apparently, he died on his way back from Mexico. A friend of the family, former management arm of, I guess, certain members of the family, reported that he may have had a heart attack. 70 years old. And, it's tough, man. One of the founding members, of course, of the Jackson 5, played the guitar. Man, that's got to be tough for Catherine because, of course, Catherine is the matriarch of the Jackson family. And I know that's got to be tough to have such talented kids, to give birth to such talented children and then, still be thriving and alive and the backbone of everything and then have to watch them. I know that's watch them die is what I'm saying. I know that's one of the great fears of parentage, seeing your kid die before you. You always you think as a parent, you want to set them up so they're good after you're gone. And to still be here after, Mike, Mike passed away in 2009, only at 50. And now Tito Jackson, which was unexpected. Nobody saw him as having any type of medical issues or concerns. So this was unexpected, and I'm sure it has rocked their family yet again. So peace and blessings go out. We had a picture of a lot of the people who passed away. Did you see that picture, Alicia? Can you put that up? Carl Weathers, Frankie Beverly recently. Yeah, man, it's been a tough 2024, man. And that was my man right there. My man was in New Jack City. I forgot his name. I forgot the actor's name, but he was in New Jack City. He was one to pull the gun out on Wesley Snipes. Oh, man. Very powerful stuff. And did you guys see this artwork of James Earl Jones as Darth Vader? Yeah, we lost some legends. Do you have the artwork? Yeah, you had it up before the show went live. There it is. James Earl as Darth Vader. Some definite iconic folk in our community have passed. So I would just encourage everybody to send love and prayers out to the Jackson family, and in particular, specifically, Catherine, because I know it's got to be hard for Catherine, the matriarch of the family, still holding it down. Listen, the Zoe What Morning Show likes to promote black-owned businesses, and I think you guys should continue to support the businesses that we have put in front of you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I want everybody in the chat room to say what's up to Zoe. Post your city, post your town. Say what's up to Zoe. And I'll say back, Seattle is in the building. 7 in the Hand Productions. What up? What up, what up, what up? Since August 30th, Fat Man Scoop, Rich Homie Quan, James Earl Jones, Frankie Beverly, and Tito Jackson. Black-owned businesses, shout yourselves out. Listen, I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to run through this really quickly. I'm going to talk about it. Shannon Sharp was talking about he got the spark. Man, I got He Is Risen, and I got a bag of orders going out. When I tell you He Is Risen is the real deal. No chemicals. God body, universal mind, I got you. Daryl, I got you. William, I ain't saying your last names. We ain't putting nobody out there. Sean, I got you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He is risen. I don't know who Waverly is. What up, Waverly? I got you. Anton, I got you. Clinton, I got you. Maurice, I got you. What? Hakeem, I got you. Othello, I got you. Marcus, I got you. Byron, I got you. Who else? Who else I got in here? Walter, I got you. Listen, He Is Risen is on the rise. And unlike all those other chemical-based products, daffodil and daffodil and carbon monoxide, all of it. Listen, Dr. Russell Harrison put together a straight natural herbal supplement here that is ridiculous. And I'm telling you, we have very limited supply. Very limited supply. I'm telling you right now, we have very limited supply. So I'm asking you guys, go to my website, mrzowhat.com. Go there right now. Order your He Is Risen. Do it right now. All right? Because, again, supplies are limited and we're not going to last long. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Q said this is his first notification in weeks. Of course it is. Let me just say, bro, it is what it is. You have 74,000 subscribers, and not everybody gets their notifications, but it's not just my channel. It's YouTube wide. It's all over YouTube right now. A lot of black content creators are going through this viewer suppression, all right? A lot of us are. So thank you for being in here, Q. I think some of the old remedies and modalities, you used to be able to unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then you get notifications again. I don't think any of that is working right now. But yeah, glad to have you in here. It's 110 people in here for a channel that has 74,000 subscribers. Just let that sink in for a second. And of course, by the time the show gets going, there's going to be many more people in here. However, this is why it's so important that we continue to support in the best ways we know how. The easiest way to support and the least expensive way to support this channel is to hit the like button and the share button, subscribe. the bell icon, all of those basic things. They don't cost anything to participate, and I think that's really easy to do. Please hit the like button, the share button, subscribe, bell icon as well. And I'm welcoming everybody in. Welcome, 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 welcome. We just talked about a couple of things. Let me get one more Black-owned business in here that I think is important. Total Package Energy. Total Package Energy. We've been riding with Total Package Energy for 8-9 years now, and they're still in business, and they're only in business because of you. So I would encourage everybody to continue to support Total Package Energy. Please go to totalpackageenergy.com to support their many products, whether it's pea protein for your shakes, your workout shakes, whether it's B vitamins for energy, whether it's vitamin C for immunity, I suggest you support, or whether it's their classic now energy shot, go to totalpackageenergy.com. Also, don't forget to support Russell Herbals. Russell Herbals, detox season, always in effect. Detox season, detoxify. All you got to do is cleanse those organs, right? Cleanse those organs. How do you do it? Man, you go to the greatest herbologist alive, and that's Russell Harrison. Go to www.russellherbals.com. That's www.russellherbals.com. All right, let's get to the stories. Let's get it cracking. We already shouted out our good friend, Tito Jackson. Shout out to Ziggy Jackson. That's the homeboy. Me and Ziggy been tight for a while. I saw him maybe last year at the Cigar Lounge. You just decided to pick that one? All right, I'll talk about that one. You just decided? You know, that's cool. But shout out to Ziggy, man. I'm going to holler at you, man. I know this one hurt too. Let's do it then. Matthew Knowles, former manager of Beyonce and Destiny's Child, believes Kelly Rowland never reached the level of success as Beyonce because of her darker skin. Do y'all believe that? Do you think that's true? Hey, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. You're not showing up on live now either on YouTube. Last week was epic, bro. Thank you, sir. 263 TY. So, do you guys believe what Matthew Knowles is saying here? Matthew Knowles believes Kelly Rowland never reached the level of success as Beyonce because of her darker skin. Do you guys believe that? Now, this isn't to besmirch the qualifications of Matthew Knowles. You know, Matthew Knowles, being their manager, got them to a certain point, right? Got them to a certain point as their manager, got them record deals, you know, the whole 9 yards. So he would know something about the recording process, but I don't think you could just reduce it down just to her skin color. There's a lot of beautiful dark-skinned sisters winning. Lupita is a dark-skinned African sister winning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can just reduce it down to her skin in this. Because let me tell you something. Dark sisters are coveted all over the world. And more importantly, they're coveted by the colonizer. You know how many people coveted Lola Falana? You know how many people coveted Donna Summers? listen, first off, can she sing better than Beyonce? Start there. See, because maybe Matthew Knowles didn't say this. Maybe this is clickbait. Maybe somebody just threw this out there and said he said it. Because is she a better vocalist than Beyonce? Let's start there. And then when she had her solo career, who's picking her records? And what type of records is she getting for the album to compete with Beyonce? See, I don't think this is a very nuanced kind of situation, right? She's not as big or on the same level as Beyonce because of her skin color. I don't believe that's true because let me tell you something. Hollywood has always been in love with beautiful dark-skinned women. Beautiful. Now, that's the key word. Beautiful dark-skinned women. Hollywood always been in love with them. Music industry always been in love with them. So I don't think it's you could just narrow it down to her skin because everybody thought she was gorgeous. Right? And when as we've gotten older, everybody's like, man, the one we slept on was Kelly. Why did we sleep on Kelly? That's what people are saying. So I don't think it's just her. You know, she had solo opportunities. She did the record with Nelly. She did another record with Lil Wayne. Here's my thing. How you survive in the music industry as an artist. And it's real simple. Like if you have a certain skill set, somebody says she's gorgeous but not preferred. Brandy is a little dark-skinned girl. Brandy was 16 years old, dropped an album and blew the entire fuck up. Many people would argue that Kelly Rowland is more attractive than Brandy. Some people would disagree. I see them both as gorgeous, right? I see them both as beautiful girls, beautiful women. But Brandy came out. She's a little melanated child, 16 years old, blew up, can sing. I mean, sing, can really sing, right? Would you say that Kelly Rowland is the vocalist that Brandy is? I wouldn't say that. So I don't think it's just skin color. And like I said, for instance, if you find a talent, somebody who's really talented, let's just say Kelly Rowland. Say we start with Kelly Rowland as an artist. The first thing we do is look for songs. That's what Quincy Jones talks about all the time. When you're putting an album together, you're looking for killer songs. Killer songs. I hear you, Bruce Kent, but Kelly had a solo career too. So they both were by themselves in their solo career. Think it through. Think it through. So the point being is you look for killer songs. You look for great songs, great records. And you take your time and you find those records. That's what Beyonce does. And some would even say that Beyonce is a hack and steals songs and jack people for songs, allegedly. Right? Brandy's competition was Aaliyah and Monica. But we're not talking about Brandy in that context. What we're saying is Brandy was as melanated as Kelly. That's the context we're using. Brandy was as melanated as Kelly. Matthew Knowles posits that Kelly wasn't at the level of his daughter because of her skin. That's why I mentioned Brandy. Brandy has the same skin complexion as Kelly. That's what we're talking about. Stay focused, folks. right? But can Kelly kill it vocally? Hell, Gladys Knight is darker than Kelly. But when Gladys Knight got her start, one-of-a-kind vocalist. I'm just saying, it's too many factors. If you start with an artist like her, you find great songs, and you find songs that fit her. And she's going to have to be able to deliver the performance of a lifetime for each recording. We could play I Wanna Be Down right now. We could play Full Moon right now. So now what I'm calling into question is, did she have soloist talent? Like, I could be a soloist, not a soloist for a time, not I could put out a single record, but did she have the talent to have a soloist superstar career? And this isn't to say that she does not have talent. I hate having these kind of conversations, man. Kelly looked better than Brandy. Okay. All right. I'm talking about as a solo artist. She has the package. She can sing. She is attractive, right? Kelly is attractive. Does she write her own material? Somebody said Kelly didn't have the superstar work ethic. I don't know. I just know it's not just because of her skin color, because there's too many other examples. What about India.Arie? Some would argue that Kelly is way more attractive than India.Arie. Some would argue that. But India.Arie's talent is crazy in comparison, in my opinion. This isn't to besmirch Kelly in any way, shape, or form, but it appears to me that India.Arie could carry a solo career probably a little bit better than Kelly. Or maybe Kelly had bad management. Or maybe Kelly had bad record deals. Maybe Kelly has everything that Beyonce has, right? Maybe she has absolutely everything that Beyonce has, including vocal ability that we may have yet to hear. Maybe she has all of that and just didn't find the right team or the right people around her to pull that out of her. And if that's the case, then you would have to say maybe Matthew Knowles is a little responsible for that. But the way I look at it is, sometimes you got to find folk, especially in the music industry, you have to have a team, a solid team. That team of creators have to be able to inspire and push you in certain ways to bring out the best of your skill set that's already there. The worst kind of producers are the kind of producers that try to make you sing things or do things that are outside of, your philosophy for life, that are outside your belief system on life. Those are the worst kinds of producers. Quincy Jones told me once, he said, the best kind of producer is the person that just enhances what's already there. So now the question becomes, what's there, Kelly? And if something is there, why not pursue what's there and cultivate it? Get a team together. I love the way Solange got a team together, right? Solange got a team together, and her thought process, it appears to me, was, I'm not Beyonce. I'm not just Beyonce's little sister. I don't sing the same kind of songs Beyonce sings. And she created her own voice and her own lane. Now, what I will say, maybe the pressure of this industry made Kelly start to self-hate a little bit. Not like her own skin color, not like her own voice. Because, yeah, man, in the industry, you could get pushed in different directions, right? If you're not the lead singer, they might marginalize you or disrespect you more so than they would the lead singer. So maybe she experienced certain levels of that. Maybe she was, from her vantage point, she might have seen how Beyonce was treated differently than her, and she may have directly correlated that to her skin tone. Maybe. We'll never know. But in my estimation, she's a beautiful girl. I've heard her sing. She's not lettucey, with the vocals. She's not like over the top with the vocals, but she can carry a tune. She sings well enough to record a record. And if that is actually the case, this is what I feel. Go pick out some great records. Your career is, what it is. Now go out and pick great records and put together an album, and don't worry about sales. Don't worry about sales. Just put out an album of great music. And if something piques the interest of the masses, boom, you'll resonate on that level. But one thing you don't want to do is be a chaser in Hollywood. Don't chase nothing. All right? Don't chase anything. Debt free. Thank you, man. Hey, people are hitting that super chat. Let me shout some folks out. Moderators, anybody who has a wrench in here, please acknowledge folks. Tommy Hooks. Thank you. Good game Monday. What up, Tommy Hooks? Thank you for the super chat. Please continue to support. You can also support by going to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. $ZoWhatNetter. Hey, don't be afraid. Hit the Cash App. Support. And don't forget, please, I have very few bottles of He Is Risen left. I'm asking you guys, go get yours now. Go to my website, MrZowhat.com. Go to MrZowhat.com. Power of the Ori. Peace, bro. Peace. Go to my website, MrZowhat.com. Order your He Is Risen right now. For all those who don't know, He Is Risen is way better than the Blue Chew, way better than the Rose Spark. I'm naming names. It's way better than all of the poison chemicals that are going to hurt you. This is all natural, no headache, no side effects, no nasal cloggage, stoppage, none of that. None of that. And I guarantee you it outperforms all of the others. I guarantee it. So, support. Hit the like button. Go to my Cash App, $ZoWhatNetter. Go to my website, MrZowhat.com. Get a copy of my book, The Shrouded Lighthouse. Get some He Is Risen. Support. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. Let me tell you which topic I'm going to. She picking the topic she want to talk about. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? That's what it is. No, we got to talk about this. This right here. Nope. Concerns grow after lynching of a black man in Henderson, North Carolina. All right, young cat. Javion McGee was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina, as his relatives questioned the official suicide ruling. Concerns are growing on social media following the alleged lynching of a 21-year-old Javion McGee. The case was brought to the attention of the public by TikTok, a user named Scotty Primpin, who shared his cousin's death on the platform. McGee, a truck driver from Chicago, Illinois, was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina on September 11th. Although law enforcement ruled the death a suicide, McGee's family remains skeptical. And at Scotty Primpin has been urging viewers to help raise awareness about the case. According to the TikTok user, authorities informed the family that McGee had purchased a rope from Walmart before taking his own life. However, the family does not accept the explanation. At Scotty Primpin said, "We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there." The case has sparked online discussions about Henderson, North Carolina, which some claim has a history as a sundown town. Anybody understand what sundown towns are? You better have your black ass in the house by sundown. Don't be out after sundown. Sundown towns riddled the South. And, of course, during slavery and Jim Crow times, if you were found outside after sundown in those towns, you could be killed, lynched, murdered, the whole 9 yards. A sundown town. And even in some sundown towns, they would enter the homes of black folks to harm them. So after sundown. These areas, mostly from the 1890s to 1968, where black people were not allowed after sunset. They got to write that better. Where black people were not allowed after sunset and often not allowed out is what they wanted to say. And often faced violence, including lynchings. Many commentators believe McGee's death may be linked to this history, casting doubt on the official ruling. Javion McGee, a 21-year-old black man, was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina. Javion, a recent CDL holder, was on a delivery route when his body was discovered without his phone or wallet. Yeah, I've seen a lot. I wonder if there are any street cameras, right? I wonder if there are any traffic light cameras North Carolina is pretty modern. I'm sure they have some cameras up, can see the area. I don't know. After seeing Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, it makes me feel like there is no place, especially in America, that doesn't have some kind of video surveillance. And I know that's just a movie or whatnot, but I feel like video surveillance is pretty simple at this point, right? Hey, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Roger Ragland says, Zoe, that's 25 miles from me. Wow, that's not that far. Uncomfortable Truth says, sorry, but we don't hang ourselves. Yeah. Let me just say, man, one thing that's kind of cold is if a person commits suicide, so do the answers you seek from them, right? So do the answers you seek from them. And it's hard. I mean, you could speculate. You could say whatever you want to say. Oh, sundown town, all of that. And that could very well be true. But at the same time, we need more information about what the young man could have been going through potentially. I'm open to all sides of that argument. I would hate that that's going down in North Carolina if, in fact, it is, but it wouldn't surprise me because racism is rampant. Racism is rampant, and it's not just in quote-unquote so-called sundown towns. Racism is happening in Hollywood. Racism is happening in New York, in Florida. Wherever there are black and white folk, racism is happening. So peace to that young man's family. I hope they find the answers that they seek. And that's a tough one. And let me say, people want me to go in on that story and, you know, like pick a side. Not enough information to pick a side. I want to know what happened to the young man. Like, I want to know what happened. And he said, well, Zoe, listen, man, I don't have the information on his end. You know, have you ever had a family member commit suicide? I have recently. 26-year-old cousin. And we don't have answers. Answers that only he could provide. So it's easy to jump to conclusions and say, yeah, this is what happened. He was here, and this is the history of this place, and blah, blah, blah. It's easy to go in that direction. But if you can't get the information from your kid, you're going to need definitive proof, right, that is in fact what happened. And here's the cold part. I wouldn't want anybody's family member to commit suicide because that's a tough thing to deal with. Like I said, it's final. Death is always final. But when someone commits suicide, they take away your ability to help them. That's a serious sense of helplessness. Like, damn, you could have came to me, you could have talked to me type thing. So when they do that, you just feel powerless. You feel like, damn, I wish I would have known. I wish I could have said something, you know, that kind of thing. So, but in terms of racism in sundown towns in the South, that's an option for sure. And you don't want your family member to die, but I would prefer that it be the other, that it would be some nefarious situation that we can exact some type of judgment on, than it be, you know, somebody taking their own life, especially a young cat like this, you know. It's heavy stuff, man. I see you guys in here. You guys are supporting today. We love it. Please continue to support. Please continue to support Dade Soldier, One Immaculate. Thank you for supporting. There's a lot of people in here right now. We encourage. Somebody said Henderson is hood. I believe it. Even places that are not hood are hood in terms of the mentality. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Like it and share it. Somebody said all this shit is cap. Could be. Somebody hit the like button. Support. Hit the like button. And don't be afraid to go to my Cash App and support. My Cash App is $Zoe What Netter. You see it right there in the middle on the lower thirds. Zoe What Netter. We ask people to drop twos and fews. That means anywhere from $3 to $5. Please support the channel. It's 300 people in here. Imagine if all 300 people dropped $5. That would be a tremendous show of support, and we would appreciate it greatly if you indeed support our show. Now, tonight, I'm going to be on KBLA Talk 1580. You already know what that is, KBLA Talk 1580. That's where I do my Voice of Reason radio show and podcast on Tavis Smiley's KBLA Talk 1580. Over the weekend, we had this huge event in downtown Los Angeles celebrating Tavis Smiley's birthday. And, of course, he received the Presidential Award for a Lifetime Achievement. And that was really cool to be down there with all these political folk, political luminaries, celebrities, the whole 9 yards. And I guess it was kind of mandatory. He was like, anybody that got the invitation to be here was supposed to be here. He said nobody else was invited except the people in this room. I said, all right, well, cool. And it was a pretty cool environment. But tonight, I return after basically a week off. I was off Tuesday and Wednesday of last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday is my normal day off. But we back to our normal schedule on KBLA Talk 1580. You got to tune in tonight. I have an extraordinary topic tonight. And don't forget, download the KBLA Talk 1580 app or go to Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeart. Listen, I want to know what my numbers are this month because I know in August, 90,000 downloads of the Voice of Reason. People are listening to the Voice of Reason all over the world. It's an amazing show. Download it, share it with a friend. Support. Now on to the next. Let me pull up. All right, let's do this. Mike Tyson. He said it's hard to walk right now amid training for Jake Paul. Listen, I love Mike Tyson. I believe Mike Tyson is one of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever. But he's 58 years old. I've been hearing reports that Floyd Mayweather is training with him and getting him sharper for his fight against Jake Paul on November 15th. I will say this, when you're dealing with boxers, the last thing to go is punching power. So Mike Tyson is still really ferocious with his punching power. But his skill set, his speed, his reflexes, hasn't boxed in many, many years. And he's fighting against a guy that's 27 years old. And I'm not saying that guy has anywhere near the experience or the skill set that Mike Tyson has. But I want to be perfectly honest. Mike doesn't need to do it. It shouldn't count on his record, which it's going to count on their record. And I don't want another white man to have a puncher's chance to get in the ring and try to embarrass one of our legends. He shouldn't even be able to touch one of our legends. Mike Tyson should be viewed as out of this guy's reach, out of this guy's range. Just shouldn't even be in the same room as this guy as it pertains to boxing. Like I said, I remember Chuck Wepner fighting Muhammad Ali. Chuck Wepner was just a bouncer. This is a YouTuber. Chuck Wepner was a bouncer for the mob, for one of the mob clubs or whatever it was. It's just a bouncer. And because he was in there talking shit, he gets a chance to fight Muhammad Ali. And not only get a chance to fight Muhammad Ali, but get in a lucky shot and knock Muhammad Ali down. Lucky body shot. Sent Muhammad Ali down. And Muhammad Ali was embarrassed because he understood, like, this is an ant knocking over a redwood. So when he got up, he was clearly frustrated and angry with that, and he began to pummel Chuck Wepner. And at the same time, you got a young-ass Sylvester Stallone sitting in the audience watching this, and this becomes the impetus for the movie Rocky. Like, don't give them another Rocky story. Don't inspire them. They done usurped enough of the world's history. But they don't steal just history and identity. They steal resources too. So Mike should not fight him. Mike is 58 years old. I would hate for something a lucky shot, a well-placed shot, a puncher's chance kind of shot to catch Mike. Mike has been through enough. He doesn't have to prove himself by doing this, win or lose, but I just don't think he should do it. Former world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson says he is a little shaky ahead of his November 15th fight against Jake Paul. It's hard to walk right now, said Tyson, per USA Today's Josh Peter. But 2 months from now, I'm going to be perfect. Tyson added that he is training between 3 and 4 times per day for the fight, per Peter. He and Paul were originally scheduled to fight on July 20th before the bout was delayed after a spokesman for Mike Tyson said he suffered an ulcer flare-up during a cross-country flight. According to a statement from Paul's promotional company, Tyson was initially advised by medical professionals to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations following the May 26 incident. Tyson has also previously battled flare-ups of sciatica, a condition he spoke about in 2022 by telling reporters the pain in a nerve in the lower back could impact his ability to walk again. I'm cool. I don't want Tyson out there fighting. But okay. All right, let's get to this. Y'all saw it. Let's talk about it. So, Shannon Sharpe, supposedly, and I don't know anything about this. I just saw what everybody else saw. I didn't see or hear the actual footage. Do y'all believe the Shannon Sharpe thing actually happened? Is it really that easy to accidentally go live on Instagram Live? I've always found going live on Instagram Live or even TikTok or anything like that, I've always found it to be a little problematic. Like there's steps to it. You don't just, it's not like a butt dial. Is it? You can go live on Instagram Live like a butt dial. Well, you're going to have to explain that because I'm not tech savvy. So just tell me. Get your mic. When you get your mic together, then tell me. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it was real? Somebody said, I heard the footage. It was weak. Because what it looked like to me, it looked like he was setting it up to talk about the Rose Sparks, right? The Rose Sparks are these ED medication, ED pills, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Somebody said, I believe he did it on purpose.
I feel like you could easily go live because on Instagram, it's like you push a button and then you push a button and it doesn't count down, but it's still going to send you live. So it offers you the
You know you got to talk in the mic.
It offers you the option to put a title, but you don't have to. So say it was like rubbing up against something, it could easily go live.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all goofy. I think it's all very much so goofy. And again, like I said, I think it's just to sell those ED pills. And if that's his hustle, cool. And if it was real, cool. I don't really care. But what I do care about is what takes our attention. Why do we care about Shannon Sharpe's sex life? I really want to talk about something real quick because this is why I pulled that up. This is my segue. Now you could put up the psychologist piece. Psychologist warns it's a major red flag to relax by enjoying true crime. So this is for Lloyd Hinton, who said he doesn't think I should be talking about this and he thinks I should skip over it. But if you know anything about me, Lloyd, you should be patient because I always have a plan. I'm always thinking ahead. And that's why I mentioned the Shannon Sharpe. Not to get in on the views or the clickbait of it, but to speak to a larger point in much the same way my younger Gemini brother, Kendrick Lamar, is doing by attacking what has become goofy-ass, distraction-based hip-hop. Okay? Many people make the argument about, they say Michael Jackson was pop, right? And pop has taken on a connotation that means superficial, nothing really serious, nothing really purposeful or meaningful. Unfortunately, for most people who say that, they weren't around when Mike was creating pop music, because it wasn't even called pop music when Mike blew up. They didn't know what the fuck to call it. Mike created pop music. But what pop music has become isn't the same thing that Mike created. Do you understand? Mike, just like Prince, did things with different genres of music that nobody had ever done. When you hear Little Red Corvette, you don't know what genre that is. Is that rock and roll? Is that soft rock? What is it? Funk? Is it R&B? What is it? Because pop isn't a style of music. Pop just means popular. Do you understand? Michael Jackson created pop music because he was the most famous. He was the most popular artist of that time. Why am I saying all of this? Because what is popular now is not really the artist, it's the content that the artist is talking about in a lot of ways. We have shifted to distraction-based media. We want to see the train wreck, right? We want to see somebody's life fall apart. We want to see death and destruction. Do you guys remember back in the 90s, there was this movie, what was the movie where they show real life deaths? Faces of Death. That was hella popular, and it was shock value then because it was like, what am I looking? Real people dying. This is pretty much what our media has turned into. Music, movies, podcasts. The reason why we're watching podcasts so much, got to remember, COVID killed a lot of businesses, right? COVID shut down basically going to the movies because everybody was in the crib, right? Watching television. I want you to read this article. Can you pull it up so I can see it? Psychologist warns it's a major red flag to relax by enjoying true crime. I would argue that it might be a major psychological red flag from watching The Housewives of any place. I would argue that it may be a psychological red flag to watch and enjoy a lot of the goofy, ratchet, no disrespect, Tyler Perry TV shows. You know what this article reminded me of? It reminded me of many self-help books really elicit self-harm. They're not good for you because a lot of them are not psychologically based, right? They're not rooted in psychology. I believe if this same study was done on other television shows, not just true crime, but if it was done on the effects of the negative narratives that are being perpetuated, right, by black folk, just do the research on us and what we watch. I guarantee you some similar Bad Girls Club. Come on. And in reading the article, let me pull up the article. I got it here. In reading the article, it basically said, got some deep-seated issues. Something's wrong with you. If you can relax to this, something is wrong. If this, you just, I'm good. Watching this, where's that article? I had it. Frankie Beverly. Rest in peace, Frankie. Well, I thought I had it. Now I got to find it. Mike Tyson. Yeah, I thought I had it. Oh, do I have it? No. Basically, from my memory, which isn't as sharp as it used to be, the psychologist was basically saying, if this true crime content brings you peace, it might be mirroring something within you that you haven't reconciled, something you may have experienced from the past, something that you have an understanding of. That's why they said it's a major red flag. Doesn't that resonate? Like if you got a girl who likes watching the Bad Girls Club, maybe there's something in her that relates to what brings her peace. Or if you got a dude who likes to watch Faces of Death to wind down, who likes to watch anything that is hyper violent as a means of winding down. Maybe it says the same thing about them. This is a very interesting way to look at these things. I believe all of our media and I'm just saying in general, not all, but the majority of it. In general, most of the media that we put out is toxic. Right? Do y'all disagree with that? Can we just be 100% honest? I'm not saying we don't have positive hip-hop artists. This is why I love Kendrick. I love Talib Kweli. I love Mos Def. I love Common, right? But let's be honest. I love Lupe Fiasco. Let's be honest. Is the majority of our content toxic? And that's music, that's television, that's film, and I'm just talking about with black folk. Is the majority of it toxic? I mean, no disrespect to Club Shay Shay. No disrespect to Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp. First off, that's a football player who turned into a media mogul. Got to give him credit for that. But let's be honest. What do you think the spiritual value of this content is? Is there any spiritual value in the content that anybody is producing, myself included? I mean, I ask these questions because I think we all are a bit addicted to the worst side of ourselves. We all are a bit addicted to the shadow side of ourselves. And if we could get our shadow side onto a platform and get that out to the masses, and it turns around and makes us money, many of us would not say, you know what, maybe I should stop putting this out like this. Food for thought. Let me just say this. My homeboy Chris, you guys remember Chris? Chris used to, of course, he used to engineer for my show. He used to engineer for the Corey Holcomb show. Y'all know him as Dragon Breath. Chris wanted me to reiterate or bring back or discuss LL Cool J's murdergram with Eminem. Let me just say this, and I said it before. This is the LL. I'm from the generation. LL is maybe 3 or 4 years older than me, so I'm from the generation where we're looking up to LL because he's young like us. He's younger than Run, Cool Mo D, Melly Mel, and all those other guys are before us. We're little kids when they're in their heyday and they're not being played on the radio. So we're babies basically when Mo D and them are doing their thing. So by the time we get old enough to become conscious of music, we get LL. LL's younger than Run DMC. LL's younger than those guys. So as an older man, listening to L as an older man, this is the artist, or this is the version of LL many of us have been waiting for a long time. Puffy said something on Making of the Band in the early 2000s that really encapsulates A&R. And what he said was, he was talking to the band, and he was telling them, y'all better be glad y'all got all of these choices, because they was hating on the songs that were being brought to them for them to record. And he said, y'all better be happy y'all got all of these choices right now, because once you find one that aligns with what the public likes coming from you, you ain't gonna have a choice no more. You're gonna have to continue to do, that kind of music, because now the public has spoken. And I thought that was a bar. So when L was young, the public spoke early. The public was like, I need love. The public spoke. To me, LL is the blueprint for Drake. Although there was a guy before LL who did love, I think it was called, I think the name of the record was Love Rap. I think it was Spoonie G, right? But L took what Spoonie G did, because I think Spoonie G just did one record, and this is before hip-hop is big. I think it's Spoonie G, if I'm not mistaken. But L took that and turned it into I Need Love, and turned it into Loungin', and turned it into Who Do You Love, and turned it into all of these love records. He is the blueprint for what Drake does. L was rapping to the ladies. Ladies love Cool James, but he was also able to battle. But when I hear this new album again, this new album is the mature version of LL, the grown version of LL, the wise version of LL. And coming up with LL, like I said, I feel like creatively he got a little derailed because those love records took off. So when I hear him on Murdergram, I remember the first Murdergram, which is on the Mama Said Knock You Out album. And that's one of my favorite records on the Mama Said Knock You Out album, because I felt like, oh, L is on some battle shit, because people really wanted to hear L battle. The first records we heard from LL was I Need a Beat, I'm Dangerous, You'll Rock. These are records that kids in the street who loved hip hop was fiending for. We was like, damn, that's that L shit. Yeah. Dangerous. He had records that was like, okay, when he was coming up. But when I Need a Beat or when I Need Love dropped, it changed everything and changed his trajectory. So when I hear Murdergram now, I'm like, whoa. A, he still got it. B, he has one of the greatest voices in the history of hip hop. Him, Run, Chuck D, Guru, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Scarface. These are voices that just stand the fuck out. Like, damn, Tupac, like you, Biggie, Nas. These are voices, like seminal voices, like have a certain kind of quality. You know, Rakim, Kane, just the uniqueness and the timbre of their voices. LL had one of those knockout voices. Then all of a sudden, he got skills in on that, it gets even crazier. So, and I'm just speaking on just the voice. I'm not even talking about, you know, lyricism, but L's voice. That's why even when you hear him rhyme in the same pattern scheme as M, his voice cuts. Like M has a famous voice, but it don't cut. It doesn't cut. The old school term was cut the tape. Michael Jackson has a cut the tape voice. Like when you hear his voice, it's like, what the? It's so unique. It cuts the tape is the term. L has one of those voices. Run has one of those voices. And when you hear L's voice juxtaposed to M's, L's voice supersedes M's. This is why so many people would say LL out-rapped M on Murdergram. And I say, no, no, he did not. That M's second verse where he rhymes in triplicate is incredible. And you have to remember, M and Nas are looking up to L. So they're rhyming their asses off. They're competing. They are the 2.0 version of L. They are inspired by L. So they really took it to another level. But L is so fucking iconic, and L destroyed it. It's just crazy, you know, just to be able to be, what is he, 58? Damn near the same age as Mike Tyson, if not, still doing it. So, again, great work. Very excited about L's new album. Been bumping it all week. For me, my favorite record is, I got 3 of them in rotation that I'm really, really fucking with. That's 30 Decembers, Praise Him, The Force, and Murdergram. Those are the 4 that I got in heavy rotation. Heavy rotation. I've been playing them like crazy. Great album. This is, in my opinion, L's best album ever. So, listen, I'm not holding y'all up. I'm not going to do another hour. I just encourage everybody in here to hit the like button. Find some kind of way to support the channel. If it's to buy a book, go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. If it's to get your order in of He Is Risen, I'm going to the post office tomorrow. I got a whole bag of these going out. People been ordering. If it's, go to my website, MrZoWhat.com, to get He Is Risen. If it's to shoot me a little cash app to say, hey, Zoe, we appreciate your time for coming in here and supporting the show like you do. I'm just asking y'all, find a way to support because it's important. I mean, y'all saw let me just get into it real quick. Y'all saw the debate, right? We don't have critical thinkers in our community. Our community, we fuck with what we like. And what we like isn't always good for us. I've been trying to tell people that. I was sitting next to a lady in the cigar lounge because she's watching the damn debate. And she was the physical manifestation of bias. And I told her, I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't really give a fuck who wins or loses. I don't really care. And I'm not going to be ancestor shamed and guilted. Oh, your ancestors died and your ancestors fought and they didn't fight for motherfuckers to be still getting killed by the police today. They didn't fight for that. They didn't fight for, inequality in the banking systems in terms of black businesses and loans. They didn't fight for all of that. So I'm sitting there basically telling her, you should be objective. Just listen objectively. And of course, she couldn't. Every time a candidate that she wasn't for said something she didn't agree with or she thought was wrong, she jumped on it. Every time the candidate that she was for dropped the ball, she didn't say nothing. Somebody sent me a clip today of one of the candidates saying, and I'm not saying their names on purpose because I'm not here to sway anybody, but one of the candidates was saying, we don't have one single active soldier behind enemy lines or in an active war zone. And what was funny was some soldiers put it out. They're watching the debate while they're in a war zone. And they said, what in the world? What are they talking about? We here now. So this goes back to my initial point. Like, stop watching shit to be entertained. Stop watching shit to be some type of escape from your internal or deep-seated problems. That's why this psychologist warns it's a major red flag to relax, right, by enjoying true crime. But I believe it expands beyond. I believe it should expand into social media, right? We've already heard some of that stuff, right? So the point is, because we like somebody, we do what we do in intimate relationships. When we like somebody for the first 18 months, we go through something called the enhancement bias, right? The enhancement bias minimizes that person's flaws and aggrandizes that person's strength. You've heard it called something else. It's called the honeymoon phase. But yeah, we do that with our politicians. Right? We think, we on the right side of history. Listen, what does all this got to do with my previous point? Because we got and we don't like each other. We got and we hate on each other. We got and we disrespect each other. We got and we are entertained when another person in our community fails. And then hypocritically, we turn around and try to get on the system and say, y'all don't value black lives. The police get to kill us indiscriminately. Well, you don't give a fuck about you. Why should the system? You don't hold yourself in high regard. One of the hottest rappers, young, talented, beautiful little sister. I'm finna go outside and show my moose knuckle. We are entertained by the absolute lowest vibrational frequency there is. Fuck, feed, and fight. Feed, fuck, and fight. Fight, fuck, and feed. But if I say, hit the like button, hit the share button. You're here supporting this show. Show your support. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nah, what the fuck? What do And I love that young sister, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I love that young sister. Got a big spirit, you know what I'm saying? Big energy. I love that young sister. But I'm trying to elucidate something. The psychologist warns it's a major red flag to relax by enjoying true crime. I'm positing that this idea, this concept could extend to not just true crime. I believe that it goes beyond that. You hate critical thinking. You won't sit and go, even though I like this person, let me challenge this person to make sure they are what they say they are. You've heard it your whole life. Don't trust lawyers, politicians. You've heard that. You know why? Because you've been conditioned to think that contextual languaging, listen to what I'm about to say, contextual balanced languaging is doublespeak. Somebody thought keep it real means say it plain. Somebody told you being able to say it plain. Listen, the broader your consciousness level, the fewer words you have. The fewer words you have, listen to what I'm about to say, the duller the painting is. The fewer the words you have, the duller the painting is. Meaning, shit, I only got gray. I can't add any other colors. Do you understand? That's how wisdom works. The higher the consciousness, the less use you have for words. It's harder to put it into words. That's the same shit that's happening to theoretical physicists. This is why they had to create a whole new language called English Prime, because they can no longer say what some shit is. But our stupid ass and our one-dimensional black and white thinking, keep it real, break it down, speak to me as if I was a child. So do you understand? The higher the consciousness, the less there is use for language. Do you see? We live in a society that is not allowing us to reach higher levels of consciousness. All we're looking for is higher levels of security, higher levels of certainty. Why? Because we live in a fear-based society. I don't have enough. Well, I'm a prep. Big Mama always had a pantry full of food. I'm a prep. I'm going to make sure I get mine. Do you see? And what we fail to realize is that makes us fucking adversarial. We so busy stocking up for the long winter, we never get the keys to our soul, to our spirit, so we can enter and clear that up. Can you imagine being in a bunker with a motherfucker with deep-seated, unhealed wounds? We started to see that happening in COVID. We had a boost in motherfucking domestic violence. Oh, so we got to stay home together? As broken, as goofy as you are internally, we got to stay home. It turned into fights, turned into conflict. So here I am sitting here telling y'all we got work to do and we should do it together. We should work together. Y'all should support Rizza Islam. Y'all should support 19 Keys. Y'all should support Billionaire PA. Y'all should support even Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb is bringing on all these different people with different perspectives. He brought on Rizza Islam, I think last week. Y'all should support the platforms that are at least trying to push you to think differently, right? Y'all should support the people that are out here trying to give you an alternative narrative. And listen, giving you an alternative narrative does not require you to agree with it. I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to learn how to see with me. Once you see it, I don't need you to agree. I don't need you to accept. I don't need you to incorporate. I want us to see together. I don't want you to agree. I want you to see what I'm saying. And if you can see what I'm saying, you have the power to choose from a clear space. Many of us don't choose from a clear space. We choose from a space of inclusion. Do you understand? So there's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of people out there. Who's the brother that he got dreads and tattoos, but he's talking about all of the toxic chemicals? I watch him a lot on TikTok. I just forgot his name. There's a sister with dreads on TikTok. I forgot her name too. But she be breaking down, religion and masonry. Like she real, like, trust me, she real tight with it. It's a lot of folk out there that are trying to raise the level of consciousness, but it seems almost impossible. All right? We support goofy shit. Somebody say Yaki awakened. I'm with him. I'm with all of the new folk out there that are really, really taking it to a higher level of consciousness, taking it to a different space, right? We need to be in another space. We need to heal what's wrong with us. And I'm going to tell you why. Because truly, we're all we got, but we don't like each other. We got to get back to understanding that we're human beings. We're going to fail each other. We're going to hurt each other. We got to be able to learn how to continue to love each other, continue to build each other up, continue to support each other. Hell yeah, Brother Panic, rest in peace. We got to learn how to do this. If we don't learn how to do it, we're going to struggle. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. I encourage everybody, all the brothers who want the natural herbs for their yang, go to MrZowhat.com, order your He Is Risen, order it right now. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. That's what I got for you on that. Also, if you are so inclined to support my books, you can purchase a copy of my book. The Shrouded Lighthouse is on my website, MrZowhat.com. Please continue to support. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can go to my Cash App or hit the Super Chat. The Super Chat is the little $ right down at the bottom of the chat. You can Super Chat your 2s and fews, your 5s, 2s, whatever, or you can send it directly to my Cash App, $ZowWhatNetter. I truly hope you guys appreciate today's. Oh yeah, you can get that book on Amazon.com right now. I hope you guys truly appreciate today's truncated show. I wanted to get in and get out. I can't impress upon you enough. We all we got. Have a good day.